I hadn't planned on recording this, but this is something that I felt really strongly that I needed to record like right now and doing it live because I'm so much more comfortable recording things live rather than doing something pre-recorded. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because I'm used to live streaming every week on Friday nights. But I got this intuitive hit or download to do a tapping, an EFT tapping on feeling the fear and doing the thing anyway. And here's the reason why. So on Sunday, I ended up leading Gala Darling's wonderful High Vibe Honey, co-leading a tapping session for a group tapping session with Gala Darling and Angel Rogers. And I'll try and put both of their information into the description after I film this. I'll edit the description to include that information. And the feedback that I got on it was just like that tapping was amazing. It was great. The subject of the tapping is not feeling the fear and doing it anyway, but trust me, it's related. Um, but right before we were about to get onto the call and open up the call to everyone in there, um, I got asked, like, "How are you feeling?" And I'm just like, "I feel like I'm gonna vomit." Like, that's just the truth. I feel like I'm going to vomit. And a lot of the time when I get that feeling, it's because it is so important to my soul or my evolution or whatever that I need to do that thing, that I need to feel that fear and get to the other side of that fear because really good stuff is on the other side of that fear. So, enough preliminary. You're here to tap, so we're going to tap. First, I'm going to lead you through the points really quickly, but don't worry about it. You're not going to get things wrong. If you miss a point, it's okay. Or all you have to do really is follow along with me, tap on the points that I do, and say the words that I say. So, first, we're going to start a little bit with side of the hand. And the pressure is slight pressure. You don't have to go and abuse yourself when you're doing tapping. So, slight pressure, side of the hand. And then the main tapping is top of the head or crown of the head, eyebrows, so start of the eyebrows, temples or side of the eye, mostly side of the eye. I just call it the temples because it's easier. Under the eyes, under the nose, under the mouth and above the chin, that little divot right there. Collarbone, so feel around for your collarbone, and then it's slightly below that. So you can do it this way, or you can do a flat hand to the chest. Both will work, whatever you feel like doing. Under the arm, so where your bra strap hits, right over here. Or if you happen to have large tracts of land like I do, you can just do it on the same side. That's fine too. And then the final point is wrist to wrist together. So those are the points. And the subject of the tapping is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Okay. And this can be applicable to wherever you're feeling the fear, whatever, big, small, or whatever. But I would think about something small first, because that way you can kind of get your body and your feelings and your emotions used to doing the place of the small fear, so that you can work your way up and gain, I guess, a tolerance to feeling that fear and then doing it anyway, for bigger things in your life. So grab some water if you have it. If you don't, it's okay. But if you have it, take a little bit of water. Now, all you're going to do is follow along with me, tap on the points that I do, and repeat after me aloud. Now, if you're not in a space or place that you can repeat after me aloud, you can also say these phrases in your mind as you're tapping along with me. But I would really recommend, if you are able to say the things out loud, to say the things out loud. All right? Tap on the points that I do and follow along after me. And I will leave a small space so that you can repeat after me. And if you need to pause at any time, I mean, obviously, we're doing this live right now as of February 15th at 2:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you're watching the replay and you need to pause, um, feel free to pause. Okay. There are so many things that I want to do in my life. And the things that I want to do in my life are not without risk. And I'm fairly certain that my life would be easier if I just did the things that were comfortable. But I want to have an extraordinary life. And I can't have that extraordinary life without taking a little bit of risk. And so, even though I feel fear, that fear might not be an indication that something's wrong. That fear might be an indication that something is going right, or that that thing that I want to do means a lot to me. That fear might be indicating to me that it's important to me. And how would I feel if a year from now I hadn't done that thing? Would I feel regret? Would I feel frustrated or angry with myself? Would I feel relief? And I can feel into how I might be feeling and realize that I don't want my future self to feel that way. And the only remedy for this is taking that action. Because in my experience, when I have been afraid and I have taken that action, there are some really good things on the other side of that fear. Big things, joyous things, amazing things. And I would not have those things had I not felt the fear and then done the scary thing anyway. So even though I'm feeling fear right now, and I really don't want to do the thing, I love and I accept and I forgive myself. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to have fears and doubts, but I don't want to let those fears and doubts stop me for my most biggest and audacious life. So even though I feel the fear, this little bit of tapping is helping me feel a lot calmer about it. There may never be a time that I don't feel some fear. Fear around uncertainty, fear around how I'm going to be perceived, fear around my opinions or expressing them. But maybe the point of life is learning how to work with that fear. I'm ready to start working with my fear. I'm ready to start using it as just neutral information. And I'm really ready to see what's on the other side of that fear when I do that thing. Stop right there, take a deep breath in, and hold it, and let it go. So check in with yourself. Ask yourself, how are you feeling right now? Are you feeling as much fear around the thing? Are you feeling a little less fearful? Are you aware that your fear is there? Has it maybe moved in your body or has it left you completely? Now, I'm not expecting people to have the fear completely leave their body from this tapping, because the point of this tapping is feeling that fear, but then doing the thing anyway. We're not going to allow the fear to paralyze us anymore or make us feel indecisive. Again, in my experience, the things that are most important to me or most necessary for me to do, um, I feel nauseous. I feel positively vomitous before embarking on that thing. But I listen to myself and I listen to my body, and your body might not react in the same way as mine. And I'm like, okay, I hear you. I understand. I have an idea of what I think you're trying to say to me. And it's just like, okay, now let's proceed. So drink a little bit of more water if you have it. And I'm going to go ahead and slap a little post-it note on the screen so that people know exactly what we're doing while we're doing this. Slap a sticky note up here. And also, you can book a reading with me or a one-on-one tapping session with me at tarotbyhillary.com. That's why I've displayed it. Um, Tapping on feeling the fear and doing it anyway. How about that? All right, are we ready? Are we ready to get into the main round? So that was the setup statement on the side of the hand. And now let's just start tapping on this. Starting with the top of the head and ending with wrist to wrist together. We might go a few rounds. Again, just follow along with me, tap on the points that I do, and say what I say. Repeat after me. I am feeling the fear. Because whatever it is that I'm feeling the fear on, it is big. And I have a real emotional attachment to that thing. And my thing might not be the same as somebody else's thing. One person might be really scared to update their resume, while another person might be really scared to go out on a first date. And that's completely fine because we all have our own fears. Some people might not have a problem with bungee jumping. But if you're afraid of heights, you're probably not going to be as willing to go bungee jumping. My fear is unique to me. And the things that I'm afraid of might be quite logical, like not touching a hot stove. And sometimes fear can be completely illogical. But I am not going to negate my fear or poo poo it or try to explain it away. It's here and it's real. But I'm tired of letting it stopping me from doing the thing. And I'm tired of it stopping me from getting the things that I want. So even though I have this fear, specifically around blank, fill in the blank there, I love and I accept and I forgive myself for having that fear. Maybe it's a way of protecting myself. And maybe it's something that I learned as a child. But now, at however old I am, I'm starting to realize that this fear is really hindering me. And I'm looking back on all of the times that I had regret for not doing the thing because I was too scared. And I'm just thinking about at the end of my life, what would I rather have? Regrets? A small life that didn't feel comfortable or didn't fit me? Or an amazing life that was well lived? I think I prefer the latter. Because in my experience, a lot of the really wonderful things in my life came on the other side of fear. So today I'm determined to feel the fear and then do the scary thing. And I don't have to make a huge leap in doing it. Maybe I make a single phone call. Maybe I have a small conversation. Maybe I write a letter. Maybe I write a page in my journal that will never see the light of day. Because my big scary thing is not going to be the same as somebody else's. And the thing that I'm fearful of doing, somebody else might not have that same fear. And that's okay. Because I am worthy of having a big and beautiful life. I'm so worthy of it that my fears get small. Because in the face of all that beauty, the fear that I feel shrinks. So even though I've had this fear for a very long time, I'm ready to start releasing it little by little. I'm ready to give myself massive love and compassion for the younger version of me that clung really tightly to that fear and used it as a security blanket. I don't need my binky of fear anymore. I'm ready to let it go. I'm ready to drop it into the ocean or let it float away on a breeze. Because there will probably never be a time that I'm completely without fear. But I'm not letting it stop me anymore. I'm going to do the thing. And I'm going to remember the words of Joan of Arc. I am not afraid. I was born to do this. I feel so calm and collected and ready to take that action right now. Take a deep breath in, hold it, and let it go. I'm not sure if you guys heard that, but there was a siren that just went off at that last point. So I'm taking that as a good sign that we must have cleared something there. So give yourself more water if you can. And this tapping goes along with an action step too. So whenever you view this, whether you were here tapping with me live or whether you're watching the replay, I want you to put in the comments that thing. You know, if you feel comfortable, share that thing in the comments. Tell me, what was the fear? What were you fearful of doing? And what are you going to be doing anyway? What's the action step that you're going to take after doing this tapping? I want to know. And I know that anybody that's watching this and doing the tapping, they're going to see those comments and they're going to be rooting for you to do the thing too. So I hope this tapping helped you. If you want to work with me one-on-one, tarotbyhillary.com. I am also a tarot reader and I do tapping as well. And actually, the reason for this tapping is because I received the moon card reversed today, which was about feeling the fear. You know, you might be fearful, you might be anxious. And so that's the reason why I was prompted to do this